Thank you very much, Mr. Hardeep Puri. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, for joining me on Frankly Speaking. And today is the day we need to speak frankly. Straight off the bat, Rahul Gandhi has done a jiu-jitsu on you. It's martial arts. He's done a choke. Are you doing a tap? He's connected the trade deal with the Epstein files, and the government needs to answer, is what Rahul Gandhi says. How do you respond?
First of all, Madam, it's always a pleasure to speak to you, more so when you are speaking frankly, or whether it's frankly speaking. Let me start by paying you a compliment. You are addressing one of the most colorful characters that Indian politics has produced since 1947. His name is Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Somewhere I think he was enrolled in an educational institute, maybe for security reasons, and he was then called Rahul Vinci. Okay, now, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is capable of something that you and I can only imagine. It is called intellectual hop, step, and jump. That is, you start with a proposition here, hop, step, and jump, and you run, you step here, do a long jump, and then you jump. He is able to link things in his own mind. And I suggested in a press conference yesterday that whilst popular imagery, what is called a choke, there is another thing. Sometimes you set out to choke somebody else, you get choked yourself. It's not that somebody else has applied the choke. He was implying yesterday that another foreign country has applied a choke on us, as a result of which, you know, the trade deal is no good, so and so. First, check the facts. What has happened in the trade deal? It's a very difficult world. The new administration there went around imposing high tariffs on a large number of countries. They believe, and I'm not going to comment on that, that reciprocity should be the cornerstone. Normally in the WTO or the GATT before that, you negotiate deals on the basis of what is advantageous. Anyway, from there we ended up with 50% of tariffs. Today, it's been an excellent trade deal. Following on the heels of the India-US, India-EU, 27 countries. Before that came the EFTA, before that came Australia. So here is an economy, 50% of its GDP is in the external sector, is getting one trade deal after another. Plus, this trade deal is merely a framework of an interim agreement. More work needs to be done. But Mr. Rahul Gandhi and others in the opposition were trying to suggest that some core Indian interests have been compromised. I think it's been clarified on the ground. And I can tell you with my understanding of what the issues are, and I think Kiran Rijiju put it very well, koi abhi Maika Lal paida nahi hua who can say that the Prime Minister has sold out. Look, a trade negotiation is give and take. And India has done very well. I saw an interview with Jeffrey Sachs. I saw it here. He said, it is the other side. India has done very well. Of course, more work needs to be done. Insofar as linking the trade deal with things that 11, 12 years ago, I think, I don't know when that person whose files are there, he died. I think he died in something in 2019 or something. Today it's, 2026. What the link is, he's seeming to suggest that X, Y, they figure somehow and somebody has a case somewhere and therefore we have surrendered our autonomy. I mean, I have never heard bigger, utter gibberish than this.
But Mr. Hardeep Puri, the question today is about the facts, about whether or not you knew Epstein, the now infamous Epstein files that are out, millions of pages of emails, where some of your emails, references to your meetings have come up. The question many are asking is, why did you wait so long to come clean? Why did you not talk about it earlier?
I'm so happy you've asked this question, and I'm delighted the way you're fronting. Why did I wait so long to come in? When you say, why didn't you take so long to come clean, as if you have something to hide? First of all, there is one email. It's an exchange between me and Reid Hoffman, By the way, Reid Hoffman is the founder of LinkedIn. LinkedIn is apart from Reid Hoffman being totally respectable, LinkedIn, what am I saying in that email? I remember it offhand. I said, I met Reid, a Japanese company, I think Japanese investor, I've got it here, I get the name right. SoftBank, to mention one, has decided to invest $10 billion on the Indian internet e-commerce space. And I said one Indian company called Snapdeal has already got 600 million US dollars in funding for that. I am making an assessment as a private citizen in 2014, before Digital India and Make in India come in 2015. I'm saying in India, if you want to expand, you've got 28 million followers. But even in a place like Gujarat, postgraduate education is in the local language. So please go into local languages. And I'm giving him, I'll just read out 4 lines from that. Newly elected Prime Minister Modi's focus to revive the Indian economy includes an audaciously ambitious plan to expand rural internet coverage to 250,000 villages by 2017 from the existing 130,000. If you read the whole thing, it's not coming clean. I'm glad Mr. Gandhi has given me an opportunity that I can say, Epstein files, Navika ji, is about wrongdoing. It is about those files which the FBI has in which there is evidence of wrongdoing. Some young girls were trafficked. The victims are now, people are suing those people for justice. Then there is another 3 million overall where other correspondence comes. Okay, I was there 8 years, from 2009 to 17. I've had 4 meetings in 8 years, 4 meetings. And the only substantive email is this, and the one after that, here where I'm saying, let me complete this. And after that, there's an exchange between Terry Rod Larson, who introduced me to him, and Epstein. Epstein, referring to me in 2015, says two-faced about me. And Terry Rod Larson says, if you meet an Indian and a snake, kill the Indian first. Here is my relationship. I have nothing to, I've come clean about. It's all an open. If you had asked me, did I wait? Yes, I allowed them to come a little, because I'll tell you, I met the young dynamic leader of opposition on 26th November on Samvidhan Divas. He came up to me, winked.
In Parliament?
In Parliament, Central Hall. He winked. First time I didn't know. I said, is he winking? Got something wrong with his eye? Then when he winked the second time, I said, yes. He said, your name is coming in interesting places. Your name is coming in interesting places. So I said, then he named this. I said, do you want me to send you a note to tell you exactly what I'm telling you?
So did you send him a note?
I sent him a note. I sent him a note.
Why was this a private conversation or correspondence between you and the leader of opposition?
No, it's not a private.
Why should it not be in the public domain?
If somebody had asked me, I would ask him. He asked me that you were something. It's not the only conversation. There is a journalist from a newspaper or a wire service or something who called me one day and said, ki ye hai. Maine kaha, haan, ye hai. They wrote a story perfectly all right. I was at the IPI, which had a project on the Independent Commission on Multilateralism. The Independent Commission on Multilateralism has been set up to see if the United Nations is fit for purpose on its 75th anniversary. Now, if somebody asks me for it, I can give you the... By the way, all this is on my website. If Mr. X or Mr. Y had looked at my website, the whole ICM thing is there. Now, come to another point. He asked me, I told him, I thought the story was over. What does he say in Parliament? He is doing intellectual hop-step jumping, and he says, who introduced Mr. Puri to so-and-so? And then that shrieking Jain aunt of mine, Supriya Srinath, whatever. And
Jain aunt?
Srinath, no, name is shrieking. Amit Malviya, the younger colleague, he called her shrieking Jain. So I sometimes mix up the two names. Now, Pawan Khairansi, who introduced? Arey bhai, I am saying, who introduced? Yeah, this clarification was provided to your leader when he asked for it. Now you can have it again. So what they do, you know, I did a 50 minutes press conference yesterday. Enjoyed every minute of it. They took 10 seconds of one answer, took the clip out of context and put AI-generated stuff on it. You know what happened as a result of that? You know what happened? A lot of people are making me. So our guys put out the other thing. There is a member of parliament, a lady, highly, sometimes she put out a tweet calling me using the word pimp. Pimping for the Prime Minister. I work for the Prime Minister. I work for the Prime Minister as a minister. You want to use language like that? I only called her to ask her, have you read it? Because if you read this tweet, then I said, if you read it, all I say is, I'm disappointed. By the way, the rest of the system is dealing with her. What will happen, where she goes, what happened. I have nothing to...
So you're talking about Mahua Moitra, you're talking about your conversation with her, you're talking about a note that you sent to Rahul Gandhi. If the note was sent last year,
26 November, he spoke to me. I think it was sent a day or so later.
Did he come back to you with any response? The matter was over?
The person who conveyed the note said that he had conveyed it and he got the impression that he understood what it was about. So, today I was in Parliament. I was, I'd gone to the Rajya Sabha, and there's a colleague of mine who has a long association with him. He was in his party. So he was smiling and said, you were having a lot of fun. I said, yes. So I said that I told him 26th November I'd given him a note on the same subject. So then he smiled and we both had a good laugh. He said, but he doesn't read. So I said, then who prepares him? He said, I don't know who prepares him. Look, I've always maintained a minister is only as good as his PS. If you don't read, then you'll get into trouble. I read, I don't mean R-E-I-D Hoffman, Reid Hoffman. Read as an R-E-A-D. Now, Mr. Gandhi...
So why do you think Mr. Rahul Gandhi, after November, is raising this issue now?
Because he believes in the politics of innuendo. When he has something substantive, he will be able to bring it up. So far, it is, I used to call it shoot and scoot politics. These days, Navika ji, it is spit and fly. So you will raise an issue, he is very charged up on it. Do you remember that he gave a speech on the difference in weight of a motorcycle and a car? Do you want me to find out? He tore up an ordinance passed by the cabinet in September 2013. He wove around the Indian constitution in cellophane cover. And when I told one of my friends in the Congress to give me a copy, it was one in which in the introduction, there was a severe indictment of the imposition of emergency in June 1975. So Rahul Gandhi is a politician who believes in hop, step and jump. Now, after your interview is played, Shrieking Jain and all of them will come and say, no, is this, I'm doing this, they will take some credit. We're going to have some fun.
Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, I thought it's a little more serious than that.
It is? Is it?
Yes, because, Rahul Gandhi raises a question, you respond to him. Mahua Moitra, member of parliament.
I didn't respond to her.
You called her?
No, I called her because she's been in touch with me over the last so many years. I know her well, she knows me well. She sent me hundreds of messages, I need this help, I need that help. I don't know that. I only wanted to know. I know that good friends of mine told me you never call somebody like that. I said, no, in my book, I will always check first. I only wanted to know, have you read that message? And my answer was, if you've read it, she was going on, sir, so-and-so is going to get mad at me. I said, stop it. I have a name. I only want to know, have you read that concerned email? Because now they're running into other things, okay? If you read the email, my only response, madam, is I'm disappointed. That's all. Rest is history.
My question as, let's say, a common man. If
you
were
anything but common, but anyway, huh?
As a journalist, I ask questions on behalf of the common man.
Nation wants to know.
Absolutely, and the nation wants to know. Why would you explain privately to these two members of parliament and not make a statement to the public, number one? Number two, you said you've met this infamous man 3 or 4 times, starting in 2014. Couple of questions that arise. He was first indicted in 2008. He pled guilty.
And he was in house arrest. But if I now this answer, they will say I'm trivializing it. Yesterday I said he pled guilty in 2008, was under house arrest. I was not there in 2008. I went there in 2009. I had no clue to who he was till 2013-14. And when I first met him, when I was first being taken to his house, I said in a press conference on record, I was ambushed. Because my boss said, I'm taking you and the others, it's all there in the emails, to an evening function at his place. I said, where is it? No, I won't tell you because then you'll Google what it is, you may not come. So I said, how will I then reach there if I don't know? So Anna, the driver, will bring you. So I asked Anna, where are we going? She said, I have an address which is given by that man. So I looked at the address, this is that guy who's in controversy. But we didn't even know the extent of the controversy. Anyway, we went there. Maybe in hindsight it was a mistake, but after a little while it was over. So from that day in 2013 or 14 till I leave, a total of 3 or 4 meetings.
But you just said, in hindsight, maybe it was a mistake. Okay, the first time the mistake was committed, what about the next 3 meetings?
We distanced.
3 meetings more.
No. It's not like there's not meetings more. In that meeting, people are being introduced. So and so, the prime minister of some country, he was prime minister of Israel, so and so, so and so. At one stage following that, all right, said, I was told by Terrier, should meet Reid Hoffman. And I said, no, I don't know Reid Hoffman. Reid Hoffman is a big man then. I don't read. No, he's setting up a meeting. I said, I'll meet Reid Hoffman. I went and met Reid Hoffman in Los Angeles. And believe me, it was an excellent meeting. Reid Hoffman was an intellectual, very strong on the digital e-commerce scale, LinkedIn founder. I had a long discussion with him, which I've summarized in that note. That is all. Now, when that happens, after that, I don't have much contact. Once I was told, he's interested in what's happening in India. So, all right, he's interested in what happened in India. I told him about what's happening here. And by the way, there's another email after that, soon after that, where this man is asking Terrier Rod Larson, this is Epstein, two-faced question mark. I'm not playing their game. And you know what Rod Larson says? He said, if you meet an Indian and a snake, kill the Indian first. Because that is not part of it. By the way, Terrier Rod Larson got sacked from the IPI. And he got sacked because he had taken a loan from this guy. We didn't know all that. We were just uncomfortable with it. We had an office in Bahrain. A lot of people started telling me, who's this character? When we started finding out, we distanced ourselves. Listen, you're a journalist. You've interviewed people, colorful people. Are you by association?
I'm a journalist, you're not.
I'm not. But
so
I was a columnist. Wait, hold on. I was a private citizen. Hold on.
You had joined the BJP in 2014.
I had joined the BJP, but this is not BJP work. I was advocating, propagating India. I was talking about digital India and make in India 1 year, at least 7-8 months before it was officially launched. Give me some credit. I'm not asking to be named the linear progenitor of digital India, but I saw the potential. By the way, when I retired in March 2013, I wanted to just do my own thing. I wanted to become an innovator. I looked at, solar existing. I looked at medical services, but then I got drawn into Independent Commission on Multilateralism. When I was first asked, when will you have time? I said, we'll submit our report in 2016. And, 2016 September at the UNGA. And then 2017 I came here. By the way, if in 8 years you meet 4 people, no matter how much of intellectual...
1 person 4 times, not 4 people.
Years, no. 8 years you meet 1 person 4 times, no matter how much intellectual gymnastics you do, whether you have a jiu-jitsu grip or a kabuki artist of Japan or a ballet artist. Come on, get serious here.
No, I am serious.
No, you are serious.
There is an email which talks about you presenting him a book, recommending somebody for an Indian visa.
Yeah. I'll tell you something.
ये दोस्ती होती है ना?
क्या? Somebody says my assistant needs to attend a wedding. So do I reply? No. What I do is I send it to some guy who sends it to another guy who replies, apply online.
You help everybody.
I help everybody. Even these days, a lot of people don't realize I'm no longer the Housing and Urban Affairs Minister. Half the world doesn't realize I'm no longer the Civil Aviation Minister. Yesterday, I had a request from a woman who said, I'm 74 years old. I was almost on the verge of saying, thank you for being my age. But anyway, I turned around and I said, what is the issue? She said, we bought a ticket and we didn't know we got the date wrong. Now I'm going to lose money. I told one of my colleagues who was to be with me in civil aviation, I said, it's look to be genuinely affected people. And he sends me a thank you message today. If somebody asks me for an Indian visa and I tell somebody who says apply online, Is that doing a
On
favor?
priority.
No.
Your
no.
mail says
no,
on priority.
No. There is a scheme called Tatkal. It's a scheme called Tatkal. There is a scheme under which you can apply online and they will do a vetting. And if you qualify, they will either give you a visa or reject it. Please, if they need to come at me, you gave a visa. And who's saying that I gave a visa? I don't give a visa. I'm a citizen. अभी भी American visa के लिए मेरे पास आते हैं. I said I have nothing to do with that. तो MEA को बोल दो. मैंने कहा MEA को आप खुद बोल दो.
But Mr. Hardeep Puri, the fact is that, you know, you're somebody who has been the permanent representative to the UN. You've lived, you know, in the United States. 2008, this infamous Epstein's matter comes up. He pleads guilty. There are victims who come out, make statements.
2008, nothing like that happened.
2009 and 10, there were victims who were.
No. All that comes much later. Please check it out. 2008, he pleads to a state, this thing, and he's in house arrest, etc. I'm not, again, they'll take this AI generate. I'm not trivializing it. He needs to be roundly condemned. All the wrongdoing needs to be condemned in the strongest terms, and those victims need justice. But he's dealing with the power brokers of that era. I am nobody. I mean, he just is throwing names around. He's telling the White House counsel, tell POTUS, the president, to come for the high-level climate summit. A lot of important people will be here. Who? Gordon Brown, Prime Minister of UK, the president of Mongolia, Sultan Jabor of Qatar. I think he's getting country wrong and name wrong also. And Hardeep Puri of India. He's getting my name wrong. So here is a professional con man who is throwing things. I mean, he's referring to Prime Minister, so-and-so is on board. अरे उसको पता भी नहीं होगा कौन है. So it is, you know, we have con artists in all over the world. I know Navika, I can get you a job. अरे भाई Navika भी तो पूछ लो.
Then it's up to us not to get conned. No?
Yes, but did I get conned? I sent him an email on Make in India, Digital India. Digital India, and I'm proud of it. You know, some of my colleagues, they're very difficult guys, and they control me. You know, they say, don't give an interview. मैंने कहा और interview देके पता करो ये Reid Hoffman कौन था, पता तो लगा LinkedIn. By the way, he's no longer the owner of LinkedIn. I think he's sold to somebody.
But did you have something to do with that visit, with his official engagement?
Who? He didn't come to India. He never came to India.
I mean, that was being discussed at that point. Were you setting up?
Epstein is telling me, please encourage Reid to visit India. That's in the email. मेरा कोई काम नहीं उसको encourage करने का. You want to have, if there's an opportunity for India, you want to invest, he said, he should go and meet the digital people, the science and tech people. It's all in the email. मैंने उसको बता दिया, उसके बाद, thank you very much.
3 meetings में एक meeting आपने बताई, 3 more meetings. Could you make out that he was a con man?
Yeah.
You did?
By the second meeting or so, uncomfortable there. But you know, it's like this. You are not a... That's what I distanced myself. If you look at the timing, etc., I went, it became longer and longer meeting. I give him the book sometimes, I think in 2015, etc., because I've done that Reid Hoffman, I don't want to pursue it. I've given him the books, and after that, I've never met him.
So when Mr. Rahul Gandhi...
By the way, he refers to me as two-faced, okay? And the other guy said, kill stay. So if I am, this thing, they are also wary of me. They think, ये तो कोई काम का नहीं है. और उनका जो भी काम है. By the way, Terry Rod Larson got sacked from the IPI, you know that? I mean, and a lot of people in IPI were very happy when he got sacked, because he took money from this guy.
There's one email in October 2014 where you write and say, I am in SF, I presume it's San Francisco, for meeting this afternoon. You, my friend, make things happen. Any advice?
No, because he's sending me this meeting. When Terry asked me to have this meeting, Epstein has set it up. And he said it's a very big thing. It's a very big thing. Because, you know, if LinkedIn can get interested in India, that is a clear reference to that meeting. And I said the meeting is this afternoon. And after that meeting...
And you call him my friend,
No, I call everybody my friend. Here, I have sent this then on 13th November of 2014. After what I told the meeting, I've summarized something that happened in the meeting, and also because after October meeting, I'm sending in November, and after that we switch off. You see, a friendship hoti hai, I meet you in the morning, have lunch with you in the afternoon, etc. No, then after that, there's nothing. And by the way, I'm also referring to after we've done our analysis, this lesson was learned early by Google. Google search engine works in the following Indian languages: Hindi, Bengali, Telugu, Marathi, Tamil, Gujarati, Kannada, Malayalam, and Punjabi. I'm making a general point as part of the thinking on pushing India.
At one point, you also talk about, please let me know when you are back from your exotic island.
I have a habit of saying that to a lot of people. At that stage, there is some talk, and there is some talk. I have never been to that island. I've never stepped on his plane, etc. And as I said, let me know back, because I have to go and give him those books which have been pending since October 2014. Serious. And when, by the way, when I
17 email exchanges asking for meetings, and you know, again talk of perilous interventions, your book. Just the fact, Mr. Puri, as somebody in the BJP, when Rahul Gandhi makes this charge at you, is it merely innuendo, or is he questioning your association?
No,
and if you've sent him a note when he was winking at you, as you say, probably, you know, transparency sometimes is the best defense.
I think so. That's why I decided to be transparent yesterday.
Why not earlier?
No, because I didn't see the context. As I said, apart from Rahul Gandhi asking me on 26th November, two other lady journalists in that period from then and now, one has an association, somebody was trying to rake this up as an issue, and shut up after that. Okay. They say, oh, something is going to happen, some revelations are going to come, and the government is going to fall. So, you know, that kind of lunacy was ignored then, ignored there, shut up. Second person asked, they wrote a story. I have no problem. You have a problem, you ask me. If somebody had asked me about it, I would have told them about it. Yesterday, I got the impression that now that he has given me an opportunity in the House to ask who has introduced me, now I will have a press conference. I had already told him it was Terry Rod Larson who was president, and I was vice president of the IPI and secretary general of the... By the way, I had nothing to do with the functioning of the IPI. And I had nothing to do with the finances or the administration. So yesterday gave me an opportunity, and I must say I took that opportunity head on. And now there is no doubt about that. It's all in the public domain. And if Mr. Gandhi, whether it's politics by innuendo or politics of a high stupidity brand, I have no... He's a, you know, independent entity, leader of a party who has to decide his own destiny. And I think the party is imploding.
But when he makes this connection between the files and the trade deal, what is the agenda?
His agenda is that he wants to show that he is the the chief guardian of India's interests. And in the trade deal, India's interests have been compromised. It's completely wrong. This trade deal is a very good deal for India. Number two, and the more important thing is, this is work going on, work in progress. Number three, this is not the only deal. We've done one with the EU. And what is... Look, let's be very clear. Rahul Gandhi's mind is very difficult to... I have hosted him. I've hosted him in Brazil. I've hosted him in Geneva.
As a BJP person or as a diplomat?
I was an ambassador. He was there. I took him to the beaches of Rio de Janeiro. There are stories around. I've known Mr. Gandhi.
Would you like to say one of those?
This may not be the opportunity, ma'am. We can find many more
opportunities. That will also be a private note?
No. You see, it's one thing. If you and I know each other, and I send you a note, and I say that this was the context, you decide to break it, good, then I went public. Rest we will see. Look, I'm making a very simple point. Why did he, after having the note, my colleague who is a cabinet minister, he's saying, वो पढ़ता नहीं है. तो आपने note दिया, मैंने नहीं दिया यार. मैंने जान के, मैंने उससे पूछा, should I give you the facts and a note? He said, हाँ. I sent it through a common friend. Common friend said I gave it to him. But you know, you can take... So whilst we were on the pitch, I asked, saying the Rolling Stones are going to play. He had to leave a little. So I said, what number will they open on? So he said...
He as in?
This other politician, who was a member of parliament also now. He said they will open with jumping jack flash. I said, no, they won't. I said, they will not open with jumping jack flash. He said, how are you so sure? I said, because I watched Rolling Stone performances, and I think they will open with another number. And I casually mentioned one number, Wind Me Up, and they opened with Wind Me Up. So he caught me, how did you know at that stage? I said, no, it just sometimes you get the musical tastes and what's going upon. So I was there in that in that open air beach. When I went
with
to
Rahul
Brazil,
Gandhi.
Rahul Gandhi was part of another 3-member delegation. This is a conversation not with Rahul Gandhi, but one of the other members. So I was having fun. I wondered, why did I go to Brazil so late? I went there, Rolling Stones concert, Carnival, etc., etc. But, I tell you something. India and Brazil, I started off and it was $200 million relationship. Today it's a big relationship. President Lula is also coming. I've enjoyed my work. You meet interesting people in that work. So I have no regrets.
You're digressing.
I'm not at all digressing.
You started with the Rahul Gandhi visiting you.
No, but he visited me in Geneva also, so what? We had discussed health and WHO.
Are you saying you were friends at one point?
No, I'm not. I'm never a friend with I'm a civil servant. He was a very important political figure, etc. I'm not. I hosted him. That's all I said.
Mr. Hardeep Puri, is this personal when Rahul Gandhi raises the Epstein files and links it to the trade deal?
I don't. If it was personal, then he should have made it personal. All he asked was who introduced me. So I just gave the answer on who introduced me. That's all. It's as simple as that.
But do you believe on the trade deal, India has been pushed against the wall?
I don't agree with that. I have been a trade negotiator since 1981.
But you're the one for 4 years who's told us that Russian oil is cheap and we should make the most of it.
I will have a separate discussion with you on Russian oil. India has this great ability that the Prime Minister is answerable to his constituent. He has ensured in the last 11 years there's never been any shortage. There's been availability at all points of time. Prime Minister has ensured that there is affordability. We have managed to supply energy to each one of our and he has ensured sustainability. You know why? Because there is no ideologically doctrinaire position on energy. We buy from whoever is the cheapest, we buy from wherever, we float a tender at the point of importation, and there are 350 grades of crude, float a tender, the person who's winning, giving the lowest price, will supply it to you at your port. All I'm saying is, when the time comes to talk about it, this is work in progress. I will be looking to you. I will call you. Navika, time has come to discuss energy. Today...
Right now you'll prefer to dodge.
No, I'm not dodging. I would have given you such a long interview on so many things. We have talked about, politics by innuendo. We've talked about shoot and scoot. We have talked about spit and fly. I mean, I'm opening up to you.
This is not a private note, but in the end, if you were to say something directly to Rahul Gandhi, look into the camera and say it to him.
Where is the camera? There. I always like to look at you and say, Mr. Gandhi, you've been in politics for a long time. I know at some stage you would like to assume higher responsibilities. You have my very best wishes.
On that note, thank you very much, Mr. Hardeep Puri, for joining me on Frankly Speaking.
Okay.